As you guys know, I make videos for a living, and that means the quality of my internet connection is really important. Most of you also probably know that I live in the middle of nowhere. We're 2 hours from any type of actual city and even 20 miles from a little town. So I've done everything I could possibly think to do to get high-speed internet out here. I've called around and I've tried to pay for business hard lines to be run. I've subscribed to every service available. I've done videos on the cellular-based high-speed internet, and I just haven't been able to get good results. Now, my target, as someone who makes videos for a living, is to make the best videos I can, and that means doing it in 4K. The problem with 4K video is not recording it. The problem with 4K video is having the bandwidth to upload it, and I just have not been able to do it until now. And if you look here, this is a Starlink receiver propped up with some rocks, which is kind of dumb. Don't do that. But it's part of the story of why this service is so good, but also the drawback to it. So today we're going to get that mounted up better. We're going to talk about the service I'm getting after using this for a couple weeks and the pricing. I don't know how important fast internet is for you guys, but for me, it's critical, and I would be willing to pay a lot more to get it. But there's a problem for me with Starlink. There have been in the past a couple problems with Starlink. First, to get it, I had to buy the hardware up front, and the hardware is fairly expensive. Now, after that, the service is not overly expensive, but I was afraid of paying that upfront cost and then not knowing what kind of service I would get. And it ended up costing even more than I thought. But now that it's set up and working, the service is not that much more expensive than the lower quality internet that I was getting before. With a lot of service providers, I've had 4 different service providers since we moved here, trying to find something that was high quality. And with most of them, you have to do a commitment to a certain period of time you're going to use their service. So I ended up paying for a service for a long time after I found a better service. I was paying for both, just trying to get that good high-speed internet. And what I have now is still not very good. We get, on our existing internet plan, about 25 megabytes per second download and about 3 to 5 megabytes per second upload. And 3 to 5 megabytes per second upload means that for one of my videos recorded in 4K, it'll take about 12 hours to upload. And that just doesn't work. I bought the Starlink system about 2 weeks ago. I set it up exactly a week ago today, and since then we've consistently been getting 200 megabytes per second internet speed out in the middle of nowhere. And that is 8 times the speed I'm used to. And we've been getting 20 to 30 megabytes per second upload, which is 5 to 6 times the speed I'm used to. And for that, I'm going to pay an extra $40 per month. I was previously paying $80 a month for slow internet. Now I'm going to pay $120 a month for fast internet. And that's definitely a win to me. It's not cheap, and it might not be for everyone. If you don't do that much online and your slower service works, then why pay more? But for me, it's an absolute game changer. But we still haven't got to the drawback of the system, but we'll cover that in a minute. When I signed up for my area and I ordered the standard package, and it didn't really ask me if I'd like a different package. It just, when I signed up, it was kind of like, here you go. And it didn't ask me a bunch of choices. Do you want this? Do you want that? Do you want mounting hardware? And so I just ordered what it walked me through, and then it came in, and what you get is this is your receiver, and it's got a little kickstand, and you could just set this in your yard. But I didn't want to just set this in the yard. I figured your best reception is going to be up on the roof like this. We'll get those in a minute. So I decided I'm gonna put this on the roof. I bet this comes with instructions. Oh, it just pops right out. So I thought I'm gonna put this on the roof. You come up here, there's no way to put this on the roof except across the ridge, and then the wind could blow it off. So I thought I was gonna do that, but that didn't work at all, because when you connect to this, it wants you to aim it very specifically. Tilt has to be perfect, aim has to be perfect. This kickstand cannot go on a slanted roof. Now I'm trying to set this up without reading the instructions at all, because that's how I do things. It looks like this piece clicks into here, and that piece clicks into there, and then that piece sets on here. Dang, that is, I guess that's all there is to it. Now we take it up and we set this on the peak of the roof. Tell me in the comments, how important is your internet speed to you? Is it a big deal, or do you not care that much? So there are a bunch of different ways to mount this, and most of them look kind of complicated, but what seems like the best thing to me is this setup right here. They have a self-aiming system, but it's super expensive. And then they have posts where you can screw this to the side of your house and different things. But the way we had to run our cable and how long the cable is that comes with it, the best bet for me was this roof mount system, which just sets across your peak, but then it's got some pretty heavy weights that hold it in place. Now we run our wire through a hole in here and plug it in. And after we do that, we just clamp this down and aim it. The app is very good at showing you how to aim this. Okay, so this goes through here. I bet before we put this in, we should probably have run the cable through. That's why you read the instructions. I know I should, I just am not an instructions reading type of guy. So we got this hollow tube here. The cable's gonna come into it from the side, go up through the center, and then plug it in and then put this on. Oh yeah. So everything about the process with this Starlink has been smooth. It's a clean design. It's simplicity. So this is gonna set here, and I'm gonna mirror the angle it was at before, which is about like this. And then the app will tell us in more detail exactly how to aim it. So now I open the Starlink app. Internet is currently disconnected. Now it says optimizing connection. Everything about the setup of this is incredibly simple and efficient. Calculating orientation. Determining alignment, adjustment may be necessary in a moment for best performance. So this internet connection is a game changer for us. I needed it. It's actually faster than advertised based on what I could find online before ordering it. Really an impressive performance of the network. The only negative to it is, I mentioned earlier that with most services, you have to do a contract, and this you don't. So that's a big positive, not needing the contract. But the negative is, the trade-off for not needing that contract is the contract is what allows them to give you the hardware, because they know you're going to continue paying your monthly bill. They will provide you with the hardware. Because this has no contract, you have to pay for the hardware. It was $600 for this receiver and the router, and that's a pretty big upfront cost. Now, I felt like, okay, I'm willing to spend $600 to upgrade my internet. It's a one-time cost. This is going to be worth it. Then the problem with that was the $600 price did not tell me there wasn't a real mounting solution in there. And I had to pay $300 for this stand to hold this antenna on the roof. And as I look at it right now, it seems like there's more hardware that's supposed to come with this that isn't here. Let me go down and see if we have another package. So my only negative to this, because It's an awesome little setup. My only negative is the hardware was expensive itself. I will not list the price of the service as being a negative because for me, it's 10 times as good for 50% more money. So I'm not going to complain about the price of the service, but I do wish I had known that it wouldn't come with this, with any kind of a mounting hardware, and that's probably just my fault. But everything else about the setup was really smooth. The ordering process was easy to check that it was available in my area. The setup, once it came in, it came with a router and an antenna and the cable, and all you do is plug their cable into the router, plug the router into the wall in your house, and you have to run the cable up here. For us, that was up behind the entertainment center, through the ceiling, across the attic, out the gable, across the roof. Very easy to do. I thought I was missing some parts, and I am, because right now a good wind could knock this off the roof. What holds this on the roof is 60 pounds of snap-in ballast weight. There are 2 trays on each side that hold these heavy steel weights, and those shipped separately, and I didn't know it till right now as I'm recording. So those are supposed to be here next week. So what that means is I'm going to be setting some big rocks on this for the 2nd time. So keep that in mind if you order what I ordered. I don't have an affiliate link or anything. I'm not associated with them. I guess the last thing I should do is show you the internet speed I'm getting. Let's see what we got. "211 megabytes per second download with," see if it'll focus there, "25 megabytes per second upload, 23-second latency." So that's the good, the bad, and the ugly with Starlink. And I did not set this up today and run a test on it and then publish. I've been using this service for a full week and had 0 downtime on the internet connection. Always gives a good speed. My videos are uploading at 4K faster than lower definition videos previously uploaded. So for me, Starlink is a big win. I appreciate you taking time to watch the video. I'll put links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.